What is up, RotoGrinders? Happy Monday. 2 hours of nonstop NBA DFS conversation. It starts right now, taking you all the way up to the 7 o'clock lock on the East Coast. Different slates tonight. Sites did not cooperate. DK, DraftKings left off the last 2 games. No Heat, no Clippers, as well as no Lakers, no Blazers. Speaking of no Lakers, you missed it. Both Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves just ruled out back half of back-to-back, third game in 4 nights. So now you're going to get some value potentially opening up for the Lakers, namely Jake LaRavia. Who's number 12? Is he number 12? I think it's number 12, right? You saw that, Chop. I assume you saw that clip with Ant on the bench for Minnesota when LaRavia was lighting up the T-Wolves. Yes? Good morning. Good afternoon.
I mean, I saw the clip. I didn't get into it, though. Was it LaRavia he was talking about?
Yeah, LaRavia was roasting Minnesota. He was lighting them up. Like he had like 28 points or so. And it was like dead quiet and in the arena, and somebody yells out of the crowd and goes, "Who's number 12?" And they show Ant on the bench. He goes, "That's what I'm saying." And like, how does he not know who he is? Like, you think Ant just doesn't know Jake LaRavia's existence? I guess he does now.
Why would he? Why would he, Dean?
They play in the same league. He's a rotation player. He's not like
is he a rotation player? How many times have they run into LaRavia? Maybe you need to play these guys once and meet them, and then you kind of get their faces in your head and their names in your head, and otherwise it's not really them. Plus, not to mention, Ant's a superstar. He's only hanging with the elite guys. I don't know if he's worried about the peons out there.
Elitist thing.
And also, Dean, in addition to being a superstar, Ant's got his hands full. He's got so many babies, mamas out there, and checks to sign for child support. He ain't worried about Jake LaRavia's of the world.
I haven't kept track of that, to be honest. I don't know what's going on with him, but I think wasn't he on the Netflix series? Wasn't he on the Netflix Starting Five show? I have not watched that, but I'm told they're good. But I think he was on that. Did you watch this? You know what I'm talking about, Chop?
Heck no, I didn't watch that. There's too many other things to watch. I haven't gotten into that. I mean, if that was on the queue, it'd be way in the back. It's just so far.
I'm sure it's interesting and whatever, but and the amount of access we have, it's like we have too much access now. Like there was there's Hard Knocks, and then there was like a Jets version of it. There was a Kansas City Chiefs version on, I think, Amazon or something. And again, it's all interesting, and sure, it's all well done, I would imagine, for the most part. But who's got time to watch all these things? That's today's poll question, by the way. Does Ant know who LaRavia is now? Now he knows who he is, right?
Oh yeah, now he does. But so Dean, what are you doing about the YouTube ESPN situation?
Yeah.
Did it got you? You guys were laughing at me when I went back to Spectrum Cable. You guys were laughing at me. Who's laughing now, brother?
I haven't fully dug in, but my understanding is ESPN actually has like incentive to not make a deal with YouTube because they bought up is it Fubo? Is it they bought up something that they want to compete with YouTube eventually? So maybe they're not incentivized to actually make a deal, and they want to hurt YouTube because they're kind of like under the umbrella, ESPN, under ABC, and I guess I don't know, of the conglomerates. There's you don't realize how many of them are actually working together. There's only like 4 actual media companies in the world, whatever, in the United States. I'm a little bit concerned though because I just recently converted to YouTube, and the quad box is amazing. You could build your own box and get like 4 games, essentially any 4 games you want. You can build it specific just to yourself. And I was spoiled by it for a couple months. And now I don't know. I know they've had different, there's always been, seems like some kind of like a issue. And they just settle, and they always settle, and they meet in the middle, whatever. They figure it out. There's money to be made. But I don't know if this one's going to be settled as quickly as the other ones have. That is my concern. And Hoosier says, yeah, is it Fubo? I think it's Fubo, which I believe is under the ESPN Disney banner, I think. So maybe they're incentivized to hurt their competition, and maybe they actually don't want to make a deal, which is my concern. But I'm not going back to cable though. I don't want to do that. But yeah, which is basically that's where I'm at anyway, because I'm buying everything a la carte with HBO Max and Netflix and just building. It's so ridiculous.
I get it all for free.
Oh, what?
Spectrum. If you have a Spectrum if you have a Spectrum package, right, you pay $10 extra for like this sports package, and come with the sports package comes ESPN Unlimited for free, HBO Max, the app for free, Peacock, Paramount, all those apps. You know, Hulu, Disney.
Well, it's not free. It's free in air quotes because you're paying for it. But yeah.
No. It's basically an incentive to sign up for Spectrum. I'm getting them for free.
But what do you actually watch on Spectrum that's not live sports? Basically nothing.
What do I watch? That's basically all I watch.
What are you watching on cable that's not live sports? You're watching
the news, the local news, just different stuff. Yeah, sports and stuff. But and it's got all the channels right there where I get like. I've done them all. I've done all the services, and I don't like flipping back and forth between one app to. It's easier to flip back and forth between channels than it is to go back and forth between apps. So I'd rather do that. But also, while we're here and we're talking, a little shout out. I'm gonna give a shout out. Even I'm not a huge fan of these guys. Congratulations to the LA Dodgers winning a very dramatic World Series.
It's a great way to start a shout out. I hate these guys, but shout them out.
No, I've just, whatever. I'm not a huge fan of the $7 billion payroll that's all deferred, so none of them will pay American taxes in their lifetime, the kind of thing. I'm not a huge fan of all that. But shout out to Shohei and 5'8" Mookie Betts and Toilet Teeth Freddie Freeman, Toilet Teeth Freddie with the toilet veneers.
Those teeth are just magnificent. I don't know magnificent. They're too perfect, right?
Yeah, well, that's why they call him Toilet Teeth. That's his nickname in the locker room. You might want to Google that, but shout out to those guys. They pulled it off somehow. I don't know. Toronto really choked that one away, but it was that one thing, Game 3, going 18 innings, crazy. And then the one that
Chop. The Chop watched the game live.
No, man, 18. Like at a certain point, let's not confuse just playing a bunch of extra innings with being a good game, right? Like they're just playing a bunch of innings. They're just nobody's scoring. It's not like obviously I'm biased, Dean. I'm biased here, but Game 5 of the 2017 World Series with the Dodgers Astros. Now that was a game.
That was 18 innings as well, right?
No. That was about I think 10 or 11 innings, but it was like 11 to 10. I mean, you're talking about a 4-1 lead that got erased in one swing, and then a 7-4 lead that got erased, and back and forth. Now that's a good game. 18 innings, they're just doing a bunch of innings, and they're not scoring. That's not. But it was interesting, but the Game 7 was like, boy, I don't know, man. Toronto's really going to be like kicking them. Their fans and their players going to be kicking themselves for like the rest of their lifetimes.
IKF is the biggest one, right? IKF not getting home.
Series or not, they'll always think about that and go, God, what if? Like so many opportunities right there to win the World Series right there in Game 7. And we blew it. IKF was a big one. How do you give up a home run to Miguel Rojas of all people? Miguel Rojas stumbling and bumbling. He almost pulled a Phillies pitcher that ironically advanced the Dodgers into the next round when the Phillies pitcher came off the mound and just didn't know what to do with the ball in that closeout game. I don't know if you remember that one. No, you don't remember?
It's
the Phillies this year, they got eliminated by the Dodgers. The closeout game was a Phillies pitcher had almost an identical situation, and he got the ball.
Yes, the reliever, he threw the ball at first base. Yeah. I remember
froze.
that, yeah.
He didn't know what to do. So, but Rojas caught himself and went home just in the nick of time. But so many opportunities for them to close it off. Oh, and then the collision with Pages and her. Man, that was a pretty good game. And Toronto really.
Kiki was not catching that ball, right? Pages saved him, I'm pretty sure.
I think Kiki would have got there, but he made it look dramatic as hell. The way he took the angle he took, but he might have got there. But Pages, did what he had to do. But it was a good game. Toronto's really blew that one, but yeah, shout out to those Dodgers. Good for them, man. They, we always like to see the underdog come through like that.
The chat wants to know which RG analyst would be most likely to have a grill when they're talking Chop and Kirkwood would be the leaders in the clubhouse. I don't know.
Well, Dean, I am pretty good acquaintances with Paul Wall.
You got a grill guy if you need one.
I got a guy. It's expensive, but I got a guy.
Least likely will be me, I think. I think least likely is me. I don't know who I'm competing with. But hey, chat, hit that like button. Do subscribe, turn on those notifications, hit all those buttons, do everything to help us keep the lights on. Appreciate y'all coming in here. It is Movie Monday, Chop. Movie Monday. You're a big fan of Movie Monday. And yeah, you're spectacular at the game.
I have not had a Movie Monday in months, Dean, because the last one I had was NBA season.
Well, it is NBA season. You're thinking of baseball.
A baseball season.
Yeah. You're a little rusty. The chat's a little bit rusty as well. But, yeah, you get 5 individual clues. Every 10 minutes or so, we'll drop a new one. Producer Steve's on top of it. First clue is scrolling. Chop likes to play in our side chat. Court is our first clue. Let me know on the Discord channel. What is that? What's that sound for? Did somebody bink it on Court?
Because Movie Monday's back.
Oh, okay. I thought somebody binked it and I was going to be upset. I don't like when anybody binks it. If you get it in 2 or 3, congratulations, good on you. But I want to at least have a game to play it out. Jump in that live stream chat channel. Let me know what movie I'm talking about. One clue, one guess per clue drop. It is Court. Speaking of Court, basketball Court. Yeah, 7 games tonight on DK. 9 on FanDuel. FanDuel including those last 2. The Heat in the back half of back-to-back. My Heat, they are flying. Fastest team in basketball this year, according to pace numbers. They're in the back half of a back-to-back, taking on the Clippers, Lakers, and Blazers, not on the DK slate. This is Chop, I don't like this slate, man. It's not a ton of value, especially in the DK slate. There's just a bunch of blowout spots. Denver's double-digit favorite at home versus Sacramento. Your Rockets, double-digit favorites against whatever's left of the Mavericks. The Celtics are double-digit favorites versus the Jazz. New York, double-digit favorites versus the Wizards. Minnesota, double-digit favorites 10 versus Brooklyn. Just not a lot of great games necessarily. But the other theme of the slate is revenge, Chop, revenge. You got, I don't know who you think is the most vengeful. Miles Turner, first blood for Miles Turner. Just those Milwaukee Bucks and the Pacers, they don't like each other as is. That's a revenge game just in general. Russ taking on Denver tonight, so some revenge there as well. And then maybe some DeAndre dominating revenge. The path is clear because there's no Austin Reed, there's no Luka. However, he's also questionable. So is he even going to get a chance to be vengeful against one of his former teams, the Blazers, tonight? General thoughts, Chop. I think you told me this last show. You're going to have no general thoughts for me. Whenever I ask general thoughts, you're not going to have any. That's my general thought, is that maybe lean in on try to get a game right, try to get one of these close games or make one of these games close. I'm seeing a lot of blowouts, and it's going to be tough trying to figure out which one of these games actually stays close. And we'll get to it. And I think you liked him as well in the survey. I love your boy Şengün tonight. Love Şengün. But I just don't know if Dallas is going to be able to hang. Dallas on the season, they've given up the most points in the paint. And I believe they most rebounds as well. So the most opponent rebounds and most points in the paint. And that just screams to me Alperen Şengün season. Also questionable is Jabari Smith, which I think is somewhat meaningful because all of a sudden Tari Eason could be pretty useful. Or maybe Steven Adams, one of those two, I presume, will jump in the starting lineup. You want to give any general thoughts? You want to just dive in? How do you feel about tonight's slate?
Here's my general thoughts. Mardon is in chat and he says, thanks for the Mark Andrews captain call last week. He helped him win 2K, Dean. So
all right, shout out.
And tonight's a Monday Night Football, and I'll be on with Gomes later. So get in there, and I'll definitely have a Plums play. It's my Cowboys. I know the Cowboys inside and out. Let's put it like that. If you could study teams just individually, you have a pretty good read on them. I have a really good read on this team. So tune in, ask questions. That's what we do later.
By the way, speaking of, for some reason, I don't know why I clicked on this, but I fell asleep to the Netflix documentary on the Cowboys, The Gambler, the Jerry Jones one. that is very much slanted towards making Jerry Jones look like an amazing person. You can clearly tell he had something to do with the making of the show, which I don't want to go on my soapbox as far as documentaries these days, but like, does it always have to have the cooperation of the person it's about? Because then you're probably not getting the most authentic documentary. Have you watched that as a Cowboy fan? Do you care to watch it?
Nah, it doesn't. Like I said, there's so many things to watch. I'll put it on the queue for maybe I'll get to it in the next few years. But no, I'm not.
You'll find it interesting.
Maybe I'll get to it. Maybe I'll do it as a celebration of the life of Jerry Jones when he finally passes. I'll watch it.
Okay, there you go. Put that in the notifications. All right.
Did you hear Dean? He went on radio. He said, "We have made a trade."
Oh, really?
But I'm not revealing. He said it. He said he's not revealing it yet. He's made a trade though, a significant trade.
It's not getting out there. Like, nobody's reported it. It's not been leaked.
I feel like maybe there's this possibility. There's like a caveat with the trade, and he's telling the other team, if we lose tonight, I don't want to do this deal. But if we win tonight and we go into the break 4-4, let's pull the trigger on it. So nothing's out there yet. But he says he has made a significant trade.
Well, he's got like a regular spot, like on one of the Dallas stations, or like Wednesday or something. I don't know what day it is, but I think that's something he did have, or he does have. Is that he did it on his segment? Is that what happens?
He did it on some show today. It might have been the Stephen A. Smith. He might have gone on Stephen A. Smith's show and done it, but I don't know. Yeah, so it'd be a fun game tonight. It'd be interesting.
Yeah, Dallas taking on Arizona, right? Arizona.
Who, by the way, Dean, oddly enough, don't let that record fool you. I think they've lost 5 games this year. They've lost 5 games by a total of 13 points. Like every single game with them, down to the wire, down. So they're actually. Don't let it fool you. If you're into the teaser business, you might want to jump on zone of teasers, man.
3.5-point dogs, I believe. Brissett quarterbacking, right?
People are saying Brissett's outplayed Kyler this year.
Well, that's not like a hot take. He has, right? Like, that's not hot takey.
Really, Kyler's got so much potential. I don't know what's wrong with that guy, man.
Kyler
he just needs a change of scenery or something. He's got too many quarterback skills to be this bad. Michael Porter Jr. ruled out Monday.
Oh, okay.
That's big. That's our first game, ain't it?
It's the second game, but yeah, it's in the 7:00 window. Huh. All right. Well, we'll circle back on that. That's pretty interesting, though. That probably will matter. And we're gonna have to talk the nonsense on Brooklyn. I love crossing out the nonsense on Brooklyn, but you might not have the ability to do so. And Cam Thomas is going to take 40 shots tonight. Bucks, Pacers, 235.5. That is the total there. Pacers are 7-point dogs versus Milwaukee. I'm not going to run down the litany of injuries they have. Ray J. Dennis is questionable with his back. Johnny Furphy expected to be good to go. He's probable with his foot. Of course, Matherin's still out. Timothy John McConnell, he's still out. Nemhart's still out. Obi Toppin, he's gone for a long time. Tyrese, of course. We're not going to see him this season, most likely, as far as the Bucks. Antetokounmpo, now that's Alex Antetokounmpo. He's in the G League, so he's not available. KPJ, Kevin Porter Jr., he's also out. And officially, Giannis Antetokounmpo is probable. I know he missed a couple games ago with his knee. Giannis is one of the big spends on this slate. We have the revenge game for Miles Turner, who's not been good. He's not been good for Milwaukee. Rollins has been pretty good. Quentin Jackson coming off a pretty incredible game. Pascal Siakam is, this game's going to stay close. You got to assume Pascal's doing his thing. But I'm curious your assessment. Bucks, Pacers, what do you got?
Well, sometimes you like to come in here and say, this early window, I'm just going to kick back and not do anything in this early window because I want to all the news coming in later on. You're doing yourself a disservice if you don't jump in on this early window here because there's lots of players, Dean. We'll start in this game and the other one too that we're going to talk about to start early. But Giannis he's right there. Take your pick on who you want to spend up on tonight. They're all really good. But Giannis is definitely probably my favorite spend up if I'm going that route, which on FanDuel you certainly can do now because of the what we'll talk about later if we end up talking about the Luka and Reeves being out, and there's so much value out there now. I mean, Giannis is the best spend up. I think he just
better than Joker. A position that matters.
I think so. Giannis he routinely just obliterates Indiana's defense. Just the way they play defense, the design they when they let you get to the rim like they do. He's just like last 6 games in a row, never being under 55 FanDuel points with the ceiling in there. So he just completely takes this team apart. So I'd want to jam him in there. Wouldn't want to bypass that in the early window just to be that guy. Rollins has played great with the injuries. Yeah, I mean, if you believe in the revenge, you can play Miles Turner. I don't think I am tonight, but it's there. It's on the. He left Indiana. Like, they should be wanting revenge on him because he kind of left them high and dry. But it is what it is.
I think they wouldn't match. I think Milwaukee gave him a little bit more money. I think that's what was the case. They just didn't want to. They didn't want to match it or come close to matching it. I think that was the case there. It's just a money thing.
Yeah,
they didn't prioritize him.
He shouldn't be in a vengeful mood, but maybe he is. Old team wants to do all that. Jarris Walker's played well. Jarris Walker's played well with the injuries on Indiana. He's in the mix.
He actually, I mean, he's played well for fantasy, but he's terrible. It's like he can't score. He misses every shot. This guy.
That's what we're.
For our purposes, he's been fine. Yeah. Just wanted to clarify that. Like, he's not been great, and there's room for improvement. What if he starts actually making shots?
Yeah, and then the other piece is Quentin Jackson, man. Not to be confused with Quentin Rampage Jackson, UFC and Bellator great.
I was confusing them until now you mentioned that. Now I am.
Quentin Jackson for Indiana. He's gotten his opportunity to play a little bit more with these injuries, and he's taking advantage of it, Dean. And I don't know that you can get away from that tonight too much because he's still super cheap at least on FanDuel. He is. And on DraftKings too.
We on the Pick Six show, was it last week or the previous week? We review a movie every single week, and we did review the A-Team, starring Liam Neeson and Rampage Jackson.
Oh, man, what a coincidence! I was just laying on my new recliner earlier today after I walked the dog, and my eyes were like, boy, the eyelids were getting heavy because the chair is so comfortable, and it was the tail end of the show that was on Night and Day with Tom Cruise, and back in the day, Tom Cruise and Cameron Diaz, and the end of it, when I fell asleep at the end of it, I woke up to the A-Team and Rampage Jackson and Liam Neeson, man, and I was like, wow, what is this?
It was forced on you? If you like this, then you must like that.
It's a good show. I mean, it's a good movie. I was watching cable. Do you ask me what I watch on cable? I put it on one of those mini movie stations, like one of them HBO or Showtime. And
what's TNT playing these days? Like 20 hours a day.
Yeah, you fall asleep to one show and you wake up to the other. And I looked at my Aura ring, and it says, "Did you take a nap? A nap has been recorded for 45 minutes." And I was like, "Oh, okay. I must have needed that one." But yeah, interesting. Quentin Jackson. Why not? Why not, Dean?
Ray J. Dennis, by the way, officially in for the Pacers. I want to see how our projections change with Porter. I guess we'll get an update with that soon enough. But certainly, I mean, I was kind of joking as far as Cam Thomas taking 40 shots, but he's going to take a lot. I don't know how many he's going to make. He's not the most efficient guy in the world, but he's going to be firing away. You got to imagine they're going to throw Jaden McDaniels on him, their best defender. We'll talk about that in a second. In Minnesota, but at least a 10-point favorite here. And not that MPJ is great, but he's pretty clearly their second best player, their best player by default. Yeah, and they have very little depth there for the Nets. So I'm curious to see how our projections do change. Is Quentin Jackson likely to land in your main lineup today, Chop? Because he's projecting to be one of the more popular players on the slate.
Okay, so just a heads up. I'm playing FanDuel tonight. So I'm not even going to sign up for DraftKings. I wanted to go FanDuel tonight. They got the 2 extra games. And I don't know. I think before the Doncic news and Reeves news, I think he probably might have been an odds-on favorite to land in one of those spots. But, boy, now I got to reassess everything. There's going to be so many guys from that team that you can play. I don't know. So I don't know. But I think he's an exceptional play, though, regardless. And especially on DraftKings where you don't get access to that Lakers game.
Yeah.
I think he's a phenomenal play.
Yeah. Indiana's gonna play really fluid lineups. We're giving Furphy 23 minutes. You saw him play 23 minutes his first game back. He's an interesting cheapie. I think he's a guy that can actually grab a couple more. I think he's better than they've recently signed JRE, off the couch, off that recliner. He would probably have something similar at home, but he was not on a team formerly of New Orleans. We got a few minutes for him. McClung is getting a minute thrown his way. I think there's a chance he can grab more than – it's just such a cluster. I can't even count 13 guys we might have projected here for Indiana. It's just going to be so fluid. And a lot of it just sort of case by case and depending upon who's playing well. But they're going to be a tricky team to project as far as their nonsense players. We should drop that second clue for Movie Monday. Second clue. The first one was court. The second one is servant. Servant. Court and servant. First two clues. Get that Discord channel. Win yourself a week free of RG Premium football, baseball, basketball. I guess not baseball, but in theory, baseball. College basketball. College basketball starts tonight, Chop. I know that's your thing. You excited about that? I know Dan Bach put a bet up there for his alma mater. The old scores and odds.
Did he? Yeah, I'm excited because it just gives you a little something extra to watch on weekdays. And sometimes the NBA isn't the greatest, doesn't have the greatest schedule, so it gives you a little something extra. So yeah, I'm excited. Yeah,
get that Discord channel. Tell me what movie I'm talking about. Chop, I know you guessed Hustle is your first guess. It's not Hustle. That's the Adam Sandler and Netflix movie, right? I think that's what that is. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, so I was thinking, obviously they could go one of two ways with the court. So I was thinking basketball at first, and then what basketball? There's a lot of good basketball movies, but I figured maybe you were saying.
A lot of good basketball movies? I don't. There's some.
Well, I mean, there's a lot that could have been guessed for basketball movies at this juncture in the game. There's a lot of basketball. Could have. Well, I don't want to say.
What's the best basketball movie, Chop? What do you got? Top of your head.
Oh man, right off. I think White Men Can't Jump was maybe the most entertaining I've seen. I mean, I know stylistically and dramatics and stuff, Hoosiers is going to be it.
If you're older, you'll probably say Hoosiers. Yeah.
Yeah, but I kind of like White Men Can't Jump.
Semi-Pro. Blue Chips was pretty fun.
It was fun. Not a great movie, though, but it was fun.
If you want to go documentaries, Hoop Dreams is an incredible documentary.
Oh, I saw that.
If you have 3.5 hours.
So weird. So weird to think about that.
Yeah,
that's how they followed those guys around at that time.
Yeah, that is worth a watch. I would recommend that, but you got to have some time. It is I think it's at least 3 hours long. It's pretty good though. That must be 20 years. Those guys must be in there for. I don't know what their story is now, to be honest. But all right, let's move along. The second game. We just got an update as far as projections, Chop. So give it a refresh. The projection team just kicked out Michael Porter Jr. We're expecting Zaire Williams to jump in the starting rotation. Tyrese Martin also expected to start, as well as Cam Thomas, Terrence Mann, and then Nick Claxton, other side, Conley, DiVincenzo, McDaniels, Randall, Gobert, of course, Ant-Man. Still no Ant. He's out this evening. DiVincenzo and Dillingham both playing with face masks tonight. I think DiVincenzo had a nose, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so they're going to be some face mask players for the T-Wolves. Otherwise, they are clean as far as players of note. Drake Powell is out. Haywood Highsmith out for Brooklyn. Do want to see what our projection team has cooked up here for Brooklyn. Well, let me see. Got to give it a refresh because I still see Michael Porter Jr. in the projections, and that can't be right. Okay, now he's out. So this is what I feared. Chop. Cam Thomas is the only player projected to play over 30 minutes for Brooklyn. Again, it's just going to be such a mishmash of nonsense. Does anything rise out of the nonsense? Cam Thomas, 31 minutes, 29 to Mann, 28 to Claxton, 26 to Zaire, Martin, 26, Cloudy, 24, Jalen Wilson, 22. And then we have 5 guys under that as well. You're playing FanDuel, Chop. Rudy Gobert looks awesome on FanDuel.
He does.
He just seems way underpriced over there. I want to see
problem is you're going to need some power forward eligibility because you can only do the one center.
Yes.
True centers. So you got to make decisions. And we're going to talk about some more true centers later that are really good too.
Yeah. So like if he puts up 28 fantasy points on FanDuel, which is like not bad, but it's also like probably not what you want and not what you need at 5'4". It's a good math play, but it's also limiting you from every other center and center only play. And that could be an issue. Talking about Minnesota and Brooklyn.
Yeah, so the Michael Porter Jr. news broke as we were on air. And the one thing I'll say about Michael Porter Jr. in Brooklyn is he's taking a lot of shots. He's taking a lot of three-pointers and a lot of field goal attempts. So when I think of Brooklyn and I think of all those vacated shots, one guy comes to mind. If there's shots out there to be had, one guy comes to mind. That's Cam Thomas. That guy never met a shot he didn't like. So I'd expect him to take a lot of shots tonight. So Cam Thomas, man, squarely in play here now. Whereas before, I don't think I would have been on him, but now I think he's in play. The rest of that stuff is a little bit wishy-washy. Sure, Tyrese Martin on FanDuel is 4K. Yeah, that's not bad, but the rest of it is a little bit up in the air. It's the Minnesota side, and now you got to worry. Hopefully, it's not a big blowout now, and you lose some of this stuff you were getting from Minnesota pregame, which is some really nice plays, But I think they're in play. Julius Randle, he gets the uptick in usage with Anthony Edwards out. He gets the uptick in usage. Jaden McDaniels gets the uptick in minutes, not a ton of extra usage. Some of these other guys get a lot of different stuff. When flat out raw fantasy scoring, Naz Reid is the winner of Anthony Edwards being out. He gets maybe a couple extra minutes, a little extra usage, more rebounds, more opportunity. Just in general, a little bit better than just about everybody else on a consistent basis. So I do like Naz Reid tonight for that. So, but Jaden McDaniels is in play. Gobert's price is good on FanDuel, and Julius Randle is definitely a stud. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, man!
What's going on?
We got a winner already in Discord, is what I'm being told.
Do we really?
Golly.
Unbelievable! Already got
ruining the game.
Yeah, well, what's funny is I told Steve, I said flip clues 1 and 2 because I was afraid there was a chance 2 might get people there because I could see somebody guessing it, just kind of like a blind guess, like a educated guess, if you will. But we'll talk about it as we progress. But shout out to LBC in the chat, getting a week free of RG Premium and just 2 guesses. Well done there. I did see a lot of basketball movies get thrown out in the YouTube as well. Teen Wolf, of course. Teen Wolf is a classic. Nobody mentioned Teen Wolf 2, surprisingly. Like Mike, he got game. That's a good one. Anything else? I saw a couple more. I thought, Blue Chips getting some love here. Giannis apparently officially in, as we suspected. I think that is per Coach Doc. Yeah. So the only thing with Giannis, and I don't know if it's a thing or not, but his first game back from injury, he only played 32 minutes, which is not bad, but it was a close game, 32 minutes. And is that like a soft cap or not necessarily? Because we've seen Doc go above and beyond his soft caps before, but maybe he's a little bit cautious first game back, and I guess he can play more than that. And if this game stays close, which is one of the closer projected games, Milwaukee and Indiana. Okay. Washington and New York, again, the story of the slate chop is projected blowouts. New York, 235.5. The other story of the slate, by the way, is a lot of back-to-back stuff. The Nets are in the back half of a back-to-back. I failed to mention Nets. The Nets, Lakers, Grizzlies, Heat, this New York Knicks team, as well as the Jazz. 2 teams in the front end. Milwaukee is one of them. The Clippers are the other. Yeah, Wiz in New York, 235.5, so a pretty big total, but also a pretty significant dog here. Body parts, who's in, who's out. Well, Mitch Robb was ruled out for New York. Josh Hart officially questionable. He's got an ankle. And the Wizards are really healthy with the exception of Chris Middleton, who's currently questionable, but pretty healthy teams here. We haven't seen a ton of Mitch Robb this season anyway. Your assessment for New York and Washington. I know Cat is projecting really well. Brunson projects really well. Both those guys, pretty big spends, but look pretty good here versus Washington. Even the the next tier players, Bridges and OG, both project pretty well. How do you see the Knicks and Wizards?
Yeah. So, New York, I think they've improved their offense with their new coach, but I don't think I think they're still a bad defense, more or less, with some bad defensive, individuals, I would say, and some good ones too on the wings, but some of those guys are really bad individuals. So, I could see Alexander Sarr, Keyshawn George. They're fine. They're priced down enough to where you could play them in this game if that's what you wanted to do. I'm not in love with them, but you could play them. On the other side of the court there, the New York side, yeah, Karl Anthony Towns at his price tag is going to project very well in this game. Jalen Brunson is going to be okay. Cat's a little bit better because I think he's a cheaper price tag. I know he is on FanDuel. I think he's a little bit cheaper on DraftKings, not sure, but he's got that, the stuff in the sheet a little bit more than Brunson type of game with the rebounds and stuff. So you got that. The wings, I think you could take one of them, OG or Mikal Bridges. I think you could play one of them in a lineup if you wanted to. I certainly wouldn't play both. I wouldn't play a game stack, but I think one of them could potentially light up the 3-point line. Hanging out there, catch and shoot on the wing against Washington is a thing that I think could be profitable for those guys. So, you could play one of them. They're both priced fair enough. But, if I don't get to Karl Anthony Towns in this game, I don't think on my one lineup, I don't think I'll have anybody else from this game. I think he's the one guy I'm thinking about right now.
Yeah, for me, it's going to be a lineup construction, but I like Towns and Brunson both. If I land on either one individually, I'm probably not going to start there, kind of like the way you're talking about. But I'd be happy to, as a last man in, I have this much salary, this position. I'm not blowing anything up if Cat and Brunson make that work. And probably the same thing with OG and Bridges. It's just, again, I think this game's going to blow out. I think. Doesn't necessarily have to, obviously. But I did want to circle back on the Washington projections. Not Washington, the Brooklyn projections. Did anybody actually project? Yeah, so Tyrese Martin is the best point per dollar play. I want to see if anybody knew. No, not really. It's just, again, there's probably some hedging going on there too. But nobody, despite the fact that Porter was ruled out, I'm on DK looking for anybody. It's 5x projection. Not really. Cam Thomas, he's going to take a bunch of shots. That's kind of what he has to do because he doesn't pass the ball. He doesn't get those peripheral stats for you. If you had to play somebody in Washington, I think you're talking about George possibly, maybe Sarr. But if I played George or Sarr, I would say almost definitely I would play them with at least one of Brunson or Cat because, you're betting on the game to stay close at that point. Anything else of note as far as Washington and New York, or shall we scoot along?
Move it on down the road.
I'll give you the third clue. I'll give chat the third clue as well. We'll play it out just for funsies, although we already have a winner. The third clue was intentional for the movie Monday. And there's also a theme. Remember, I told you, Chop, there's a theme of this slate, not just blowouts, but also revenge. So the movie may have a revenge theme to it. We have 3 big revenge games today. Big. Miles Turner, Russ Westbrook dominating. Next game up is the Jazz. The Jazz and the Celtics. 233.5 is the total. Boston is a 12, 11-point favorite, depending on where you're looking. Boston is healthy, healthy as they can be, basically. Ron Harper's in the G League, but yeah, Tatum obviously is not coming back anytime soon. Utah, they lost Walker Kessler, their best defensive player. He might be out for a while, too. I guess he flew back to Utah to figure it out. He's got a shoulder. Niang is still out with his foot. Still in the G League is Oscar Tshiebwe. This is also the back half of a back-to-back for Utah and travel. This is another rotation, Chop. Earlier in the season, we're still kind of figuring it out for Utah. How are these rotations going to work? The constants, they're not in the full tank mode yet. They haven't given him a fake injury. Markkanen. So Markkanen's one of the constants. Kante George, one of the constants. It was the third constant for Utah was Kessler, but he's gone. We're now projecting Yusuf Nurkic to start, which earlier in the day looked pretty good. But again, I don't know how solid that is. It's also the back half of a back-to-back. He's old. Steve Mikhailiuk is currently in the starting lineup projection, as is Taylor Hendricks. So I think he started last night. They have Filipowski. They have Sensabaugh. They have Kevin Love. Kevin Love's in the Jazz. His job? Who he played for? Played for the Jazz.
Yeah.
And some of the Boston guys project pretty well. Their constants project good. Pritchard, White, Brown. This matchup for Cato looks a lot better with Walker Kessler being gone. I was talking about missing shots. Derek White has been horrific this year. One of these days, his shot's going to start going in, and he's due for some positive regression. Maybe it's tonight, and just because he's missed a lot of shots, Chop, he's got a good price. 7.2 for Derek White. I think that's the DK. That's the FanDuel price. On DK, he is also 7.2. Okay, yeah, 7.2 on both places, which to me is awesome, and I think he's one of the best plays in the slate.
Yep. Going to be tough to keep him off my FanDuel lineup tonight. Guys like him will, they'll have their little struggles throughout the course of a year where you have a bad week or two and the numbers don't look, and game log watchers will, get off of that. But yeah, everything is still there for him, right? Like everything we expected him to be coming into the year has really played out outside of like blowout, like the Houston game here the other night. I think it was Saturday night. It was a blowout. These guys were out of the game, so of course the minutes were way down. Other than that, like he's playing his 35 minutes a night. He's taking a bunch of shots. He's doing it. It's just not happening for him right now. But when it starts to happen, boom, he'll be back and he'll be dropping 40s and 50s again. So I want to be on that before everybody else. So Derek White, great play tonight. He's my favorite Boston Celtic guy, and I kind of want to limit myself to one. I don't want to go too overboard with Boston, but I could make a case for Jaylen Brown being a good play. Hayden Pritchard's a good play. That's about it for Boston. I don't want to go too deep in those weeds. But Derek White's my favorite play in the game. On the other side, I've talked about center-only guys, and you got to reserve some room, and you got to make it count on FanDuel. Nurkic, fantastic price tag. I know he's got, the type of game where we've always just wanted minutes out of him. Just give me some minutes. He's a terrible, real life player more than likely, but he's really good at fantasy. So if I can get some minutes out of him, this Boston team is very leaky on the inside. There's a lot you can do on the inside to accumulate stats against them. So I think Nurkic is in a good spot. And I don't need to play him now because of the Laker value, but Taylor Hendricks was on my radar earlier as a guy who could, coming back from injury, a really brutal injury, coming back, cheap price tag, and, good matchup for him. But I don't think I need it now on FanDuel with Lakers, but I guess he's in play on DraftKings.
Couple things, Chop. It's only, 7 games or so into the season, and, grain of salt, right? But you did mention Boston's leaky on the inside. I think that should play out. However, they've been a funnel. They've given up. Would you believe that Boston has given up the fewest points in the paint per game this season? Would you believe that?
No, that's an interesting. But I know they're getting out rebounded by quite a bit though, or they're giving up a lot of rebounds. So, yeah, that's stuff Nurkic can do. But yeah, that's a good one that they have limited the inside points in the paint. But
I'm not sure if that's going to hold, and maybe that's opponents. I didn't go through their 7 or 8 opponents. But that is surprising to me, and I'm curious to see how that stands. But the other thing is Utah has given up the most attempted threes to opponents this season. Again, this seems like a spot where Boston is just going to be firing away, and I can't tell you they're going to make them, but I think they're going to be attempting them. Also, the second most opponent assists. So again, this feels like a really, really good Derek White spot. Jaylen Brown, Pritchard, the big three. Am I over? Probably rounding up in that term. But, for Boston. And Nurkic on a back half of a back-to-back, I think it could be bad chalk because there's other dudes, right? They have Sensabaugh. They're going to dust off Kevin Love. We got him projected for 10 minutes.
No way, man.
Yeah.
No
I'm not
way.
saying play Kevin
Kevin
Love.
Love 5 minutes max. He can't play no more. He knows he can't play. He's just goofing around on the bench doing Instagram. He ain't no way, man.
What was the joke? Who was he clowning on? Somebody earlier in the year. Oh, he was making jokes about the Chauncey Billups, wasn't it? Is that what he's making a joke about?
He makes jokes about everybody. It's pretty good. Pretty good guy.
I'm not on the gram, so I don't know, but I've seen people, retweet it or whatever. I just think that Nurkic, I don't like it. I understand why he projects well, especially on FanDuel where you're locked in on one. He's 4.8 on DK, and you can roster 2 centers. So you'd rather have Nurkic than Gobert? They're the same price, right?
They're the same price, I think, on FanDuel. I mean, it's a toss-up. I don't know. I'd have to dig into it here when I build the lineup, but right offhand, I feel like I'm not really worried about the back-to-back with him because he doesn't play enough anyway. So, it's not like they're going to give him 40 minutes a run regardless. You're just looking for 25 minutes, man. Can I get 25 minutes? And then
I don't know you can.
With Gobert, I worry about blowout too. I don't worry about a blowout in this game, I don't think. Boston's not good, so I don't think they blow anybody out. I don't know. I have to think about it.
And if you're making just one lineup, it sounds like you're picking one player here, one player there.
Yep.
So that you're not taking a stand saying this one game's going to stay close and I'm going to have 3 or 4 pieces and then going to get individual pieces elsewhere. You're not necessarily doing that.
Yeah, nah. Let's just take it the best values we got out there tonight.
Okay. Hit that like button, subscribe, turn on those notifications. Let's see. We have Kirkwood, Kirkdiese, as well as chief mineralogist Kevin Roth coming on later, as well as Beer. Yeah, Beer's going to be coming back tonight. You did mention yourself and Bobby 7:30 talking football. Does that sound about right? 7:30?
Correct. That'd be Eastern Standard. Oh, Dean, what up with this damn? They got me on Sunday morning. They got me, man.
How did they get you? Doesn't all your stuff automatically change? Where'd they get you?
Because they got me because I rolled over and I'm like, golly, man, I'm not tired. What's going on? I look at my clock and it's 5:45 in the morning. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't get no sleep last night. What is going on here? It was really 6:45. That's about normal. That's about weekday normal for me. So they got me because I didn't know and I was freaking out. Why didn't I get no sleep last night? I got to go make NFL lineups. I'm going to be groggy and tired. What's going on? No, I got the proper amount of sleep. I just didn't know the clocks were being set back. They snuck it in there between the Game 7 of the World Series, and then the college football on Saturday night. And what else was on Saturday? It was something else happened on Saturday. It was a pretty big event. Pretty big stuff going on. They snuck it in there, man. They snuck it in there on us. And I didn't even realize.
Did you get out of bed?
Not at that very moment, no.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You see, here's what I did, or what I do. I was up for it. It's I saw it was 2:00 and then it goes back to 1:00. I'm still up.
Yeah. I'm not in. I mean, I've done that. I've done that before, Dean. And then I turned 24 and I stopped doing those childish things like that. But that's whatever floats your boat, man. Here's the question, Dean. And I've always wondered this: if you're one of those nighttime workers, you work a gas station at night, middle of the night shift or something. How does the shift work? How does the shift change work if it happens to be a 2 a.m. shift change or something? It hits 2 a.m. Is this guy coming in or is he waiting? Am I here another hour?
You gotta have a meeting about it, but I think you're stuck for another hour. I'm pretty sure.
Oof, brutal.
I'm pretty sure. All right. Next game after Utah and Boston. Pistons, Grizzlies, 235.5 is a total. Detroit back from Mexico, 4-point dogs here. No, 4-point favorites in Memphis. We're getting Ja Morant back after his 1-game suspension. Otherwise, Zach Edey, by the way, might be back soon. He's already working in the G League, so seems like he's coming back faster than anticipated. And they definitely can use him because they're without Scottie Pippen, they're without Ty Jerome, G.G. Jackson. Well, he's on assignment. Brandon Clark also hurt. As far as Detroit, we do have Tobias Harris questionable. He's got an ankle. Ivy, of course, is still out. No Sasser for the Pistons. I think we got a really good price on FanDuel, right? Is it VK or FanDuel? What's the price on Ja? He's 9.4 on DK. Is it the FanDuel price where he's 8.1?
8,100.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, are you going to give yourself a narrative on this? Is Ja going to bounce back in suspension? And just like, because I don't know, man, it definitely feels like he might need a change of scenery. But I mean, I don't, is that what he wants? Who knows? But yeah. And then Triple J just never quite gets there. Cade's awesome, but he's expensive. And Ja's probably going to get covered by Asar Thompson, which is pretty tricky. You know, I don't know. I don't really obsess over that stuff, but ideally I probably wouldn't want my big spend to be guarded by, you know, not all the time, transition, you know, but like mainly, ideally for Detroit, they'd probably want Asar on him. Duran also went nuts to Mexico. I think he dropped 30 points, if I'm not mistaken, in a 30-10 game, I believe it was. Yeah, when he stays out of foul trouble, Duran can do really good things. If there's no Harris, maybe Holland steps in the starting lineup. I think it would if then for that, but I'll pull that up as I throw it to you. Detroit and Memphis.
Yep. Ja is either going to come back with a vengeance, or he's really looking to get out of town. He's going to have a bad attitude until they ship him out. So I don't know how to handle that. I don't know that he makes my lineup tonight. I don't know, man. He is getting a good projection, and so you got to keep that in mind, I guess. But I'm a little worried. I'm not a huge fan of Memphis, and I don't want Jared Jackson, like you said. It's just not clicking for him right now. Just doesn't seem to get there. And there's a lot of risk in his game. Very handsy guy. But so maybe Aldama is the other guy. The rest of the guys I look at on this team, man, this team went south real quick, man. It had a bright future not that long ago. It felt like it had a bright future. Now I'm looking at Jock Landale, Jalen Wells, and KCP getting good projections from this. I guess not where you want to be.
Tell me about Coward, Choppy. You're a college basketball guy. Was he? Yeah. He seems to be good, at least coming out the gate. Were you somebody that liked him in college?
Yeah, he had some skills in college. Probably more of a fantasy player than a real life player, I think. But you know, it's fine. Whatever. He's fine. Yeah, but still, like the future has burnt. It's gonzo, man. So I don't know, man. Ja's in play because of the projection, but I'm worried about it. I'm looking for reasons not to put him on my roster tonight. Detroit's the place I definitely would want to be. I love Jalen Duren tonight. Great price tag. Is he another center only? Yeah, center only. So he's the guy I want, I think, over the other two we've talked about so far, Nurkic and Gobert. I can only pick one right now is Jalen Duren. He has so much upside in his game, always has. From first day, you know, he stepped on the court, he's had that kind of upside, and so he just needs minutes, and he's getting them enough right now. So I think Duren's in play. Yeah, Cade is expensive. Don't know if I'm going to get there, but with all the value tonight, you could go double stars. You could go Cade and Giannis, something like that if you wanted to. Thompson's fine. Going to rack up some good numbers for you all the way around the board. 5,700 on FanDuel for Tobias Harris. Not a player I want, but not a player I'm going to eliminate at 57. He might be a last man in kind of thing, you know, at that price tag. So those are the guys I'm looking at.
He's the classic, like, not going to make it for you and not going to also kill your lineup, right? He's just like a glue guy for your lineup, if you will, right? That's the way I see Harris. You never really are excited to play him, but okay, if he's the last person in, if it just, yeah, okay, I guess I'll play Harris. Duren, by the way, still just 21 years old, Chop, one of the strongest dudes in the league. No way. Yeah, he's still just 21. I think he was 18 when he was playing in the 18-19, when he was playing, you know, I guess 4 years ago, when he.
How old is Jaren Jackson now?
He's no longer. He's not 19. He's not 23. I think he's like 26. I don't know.
Wow.
Maybe he's 25.
Time is flying by.
He's 26. Yeah. And like it feels like he's kind of like this is what he is.
That's it. That's waiting. Like there's no more potential there. This is who you are at 26 and 7 or 8 years into the league. This is it.
Still fouling people, but still, you know, great athleticism. Okay. Speaking of strongest dudes in the league, your Houston Rockets, Steven Adams is on that Family Feud board, right? He's got to be one of the strongest guys in the league, I would imagine. I think so.
Gotta be.
I still can't remember. What was the video? Remember the guy? There was like a fight, and he just picked somebody up and just like moved them.
Memphis. He played for Memphis.
I can't remember who it was, but like just being able to pick up an NBA player just like it's nothing. Yeah, so the Mavericks are in Houston, 224.5. That's the total. Houston is a 12-point favorite. Yeah, this is kind of important. Jabari Smith is officially questionable. If he doesn't go, I think that Terror Twin Tari Eason is really interesting. And maybe, now he's center and center only, maybe Steven Adams can all of a sudden draw a start. I really want to play Tari Eason. I think he's fine as is versus Dallas. A Dallas team that I believe is giving up the most opponent rebounds, which is not a good recipe when facing this Houston team. Most points in the paint and most opponent rebounds. I mean, Şengün, that just screams Şengün to me. He looks like an awesome play. I didn't clear up as far as who's in, who's out. Yeah, DFS is not playing for Houston. Jabari is the big one. He's questionable. Of course, no Freddie VanVleet. Dallas, there's no Anthony Davis. There's no Kyrie Irving. There's no Derek Lively. So their last big man standing, well, I guess they have Dwight Powell, but Daniel Gafford is available. I don't know how many minutes he'll play, maybe 18 or so, give or take, because just coming back from injury. Mavericks, Rockets, Battle of Texas. This feels like a mismatch to me. How do you feel about Houston?
Feels like it, brother. It feels like it. Like I think that the Anthony Davis not being able to play it's a pretty big one for the outlook of Şengün tonight. That's probably the one guy on Dallas that maybe could have given him some problems out, because Şengün does hang out a lot on the perimeter now, making plays for his teammates, and Anthony Davis could go out there and kind of give him some issues out there. Gafford ain't doing that. Gafford's a rim protector, man. You know. So yeah, I think Şengün could have a pretty big game here. Love him for tournaments or whatever you want to play. But if it's not Şengün, it's going to be Amen Thompson in transition, just going to crush him tonight. You know, we saw that OKC game, and the first night of the NBA season, he was 0 for 7 from three-point range. That was it for that. Boom, done. He's taken 1 3-pointer a game since then. Like I'm not doing that no more. So he's going to get it. He's going to get it rolling. This is a good night to get it rolling in transition for him. So either one of those guys could pop. If Jabari is out, Tari Eason's definitely been a fantastic per-minute performer in his career, man. So if he gets those extra minutes because Jabari is out, I would definitely have a lot of interest in Tari Eason. I don't think I played Kevin Durant one time this year. He's a very good player, very good real-life player. I just kind of feel like maybe a one-trick pony right now on the team, which is he's your scoring option, your bread and butter if you really need it with the way he scores. But I don't know. Feels unexcited. Feels like an unexciting play to me, Kevin Durant. So I don't know that I want to go that route. So, and on the Dallas side, I don't know. It's a big lineup. Tough defenders. Do I really want to go with Cooper Flagg, a rookie in this situation? Or I certainly don't want PJ Washington standing out in the corner waiting for the ball, or D'Angelo could be really, really bad tonight. So I don't know, man. I don't think Dallas interests me very much at all.
You know who it's over for? Klay Thompson. It's so
oh my God.
It's very much over for Klay. It was a hell of a run.
We've known that for a while. You know, it's kind of looked like it, but we gave him the benefit of the doubt. Now it's
really over.
There's no more benefit to be had, brother. But it was a good run, man. Great run.
Yeah, it's not great for. Is this his last year? I know it was a short contract he signed, but
which makes it amazing that you look at a Golden State and Curry is still doing the things he does, man. He's been in there longer than Klay Thompson.
And I'm still impressed that Draymond, for this long, has been a positive player, despite in this environment, 2025, can't really, I mean, I shouldn't say can't shoot, but not a great shooter. And it's hard to be somebody that is helping the team win consistently and be like a subpar shooter. And just the way basketball is now. And Draymond's done that forever. So shout out to him. Okay. Oh, by the way, I see the fourth clue is scrolling tunnel. Let's drop the fifth one. We'll tell the people today's Movie Monday. Tunnel was the fourth clue, Chop. The fifth clue is Vigilante. I feel like this is a Chop movie too. I feel like Chop likes this movie. Court, Servant, Intentional, Tunnel, Vigilante. I already have a winner there in the Discord channel. Shout out to LBC. But if you're still playing along for funsies, that is your 5 clues. Kings, Denver, 236.5 is the total. Denver, again, theme of the show, double-digit favorite against Sacramento here at home. No Monk. Monk is out for personal reasons, so we're expecting Westbrook to start alongside Dennis Schroeder, Zach LaVine, Double D's, DeMar DeRozan, Sabonis, other side, Jamal Murray, Brown, Cam Johnson, Gordon, and the Joker. Denver injuries, basically non-existent. The Murray and Cam Johnson, both on the injury report, both are probable with a shoulder and a calf, respectively. You know, you're never going to say, I don't like Joker, I don't like Jokic, but it's just a matter of how you build around him, you know, how much value there is in the slate. Jamal Murray looks really good to me as well. You know, do you buy in Russ revenge? How do you feel about the Kings and the Nuggets?
Yeah, Jokic is in play, and he's more in play now because, at least on FanDuel, because of the value, and maybe you go double stars now on FanDuel, so he's in play for that. And he's really the only guy in this game I had highlighted as something I really wanted to take a shot on. The game's in Denver. I feel like there's as much blowout potential here as with any game on the slate. So I do worry about that. And so because of that, I'm going to need a super hot Aaron Gordon or Jamal Murray 3-point shooting night for them to get there. Don't really want to trust that with all the other guys on the slate. I'm not going to take Cam Johnson or Christian Braun. They are what you just said, prototypes of glue guys. They're glue guys, but they're not DFS stars. So it's Jokic or bust. And I don't have any interest in Sacramento. They're just, yeah. Let me see. Sabonis against Jokic in his career. Yeah, he's had some good games, more bad games than good games. It's not a good matchup, not a great matchup. So, yeah, I'm not really feeling this. Not really feeling this except for Jokic.
He's also seen a dip in assists. You remember he used to be like a triple-double threat? Like, you know, he wouldn't get him a lot. He would get you like 6 or 7 or 8 triple-doubles a year. The assists are way down, 3-point assists. The three-pointers, you know, basically gone away as well too. So no assists, no threes, not a big stocks guy. Like Sabonis has to get you 20 points and 15 rebounds, which he can, but I'm not. I know his price is taking a little bit of a dip, but I'm not playing Sabonis until they drop that price a little bit. Question in chat, Chop. Pritchard or Westbrook for tournaments? You like Pritchard or Westbrook?
Oh, man. Russell with his new team has not been bad at all. And Peyton is Peyton's solid. I mean, just you save a little money with Westbrook. I guess Westbrook. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe you know, he had a really good relationship in Denver with those guys. Maybe they do a little Ole defense for him and let him have a few extra baskets when this thing is well in hand. I don't know. I'll go Russell.
I think I like Pritchard, but if I'm playing Joker, I would say Westbrook. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. I'd pair those two together. You know, Westbrook's my favorite king is like a run back. If I'm picking somebody in Sacramento, for me, it's Westbrook.
Sure.
But also, you're forcing me to pick somebody, and I'm not picking Sabonis, and I'm not picking LaVine or DeRozan when you consider salary. Do we know if is Schroeder playing tonight? Yeah. He's I wanted to make sure. I think he's officially probable. Yeah, it just says available. It didn't say what his injury may or may not be. Of course, Murray's out. LaVine, it just says they weren't specific when it comes to their injuries. It just says, let me get the 5:30 injury report. NBA injury reports. Some teams are better than others. It doesn't give the actual designation. Just Schroeder available, LaVine available. Monk is out. Of course, Murray is out. I do want you to touch on, you know, the 2 games for FanDuel. Did also want to mention, saw somebody talking about the 3-day pass there in the Discord channel. If you want to try out our DFS tools without a full season commitment, we get it. You don't want to fully commit. Limited time, get half off a 3-day NFL pass, access to everything you need to crush the slate. You'll get our optimizer tool, lineup HQ, packed with player projections, ownership projections, much, much more. SimLabs NFL, the easiest way to build smart competitive lineups, just a few clicks. All that, less than $10, $9 and change. Do not miss your chance to get a serious edge. I would just say, choose those 3 days wisely. You know, if you want the content tonight, by all means have at it, but maybe you don't get the best bang for your buck if you're getting the 3-day pass on a Monday. Or you could just sign up for Combo Pro. Combo Pro, if you're looking for an NFL access all season long, you can get the Combo Pro, which is just $5 more than NFL a la carte for the first month, $79.99. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey, MMA, PGA, NBA, college basketball, college football, Chop's part of that team. All the bells, all the whistles, all the articles, everything you can think of, too much to mention. Check out the links in the description. Chop, you're playing on FanDuel. I know Crunch Time's going to go over position by position, favorite plays, site specific on FanDuel and on DraftKings. Lakers, Blazers, 227.5 is the total. Blazers are, again, big favorites now because we've lost Austin Reeves. We've lost Luka Doncic. That's like 9-point favorites now. Chop, we had fast fingers. We got the Blazers -3. How is this going to screw me? We got the Blazers -3 as I saw the news coming in, just barely before the Hard Rock locked out the game. You're probably playing some Jake LaRavia. Who's that? And maybe Connect. Connect looks pretty interesting. Talk to me about the Lakers and the Blazers.
Yeah. So got a lot of minutes and shots up in the air for the Lakers now. I still think this is a competitive game, so I think this could be a really good hammer, man, on FanDuel. If you want to go the veteran route, Marcus Smart and Rui Hachimura are going to get a bump, and they are who they are. You kind of know who they are by now. I would prefer to take the younger players on the Lakers squad because there might be more upside there, and that would be Dalton Connect and Jake LaRavia. I've said it I think I said it the first time we did a show this year, and he was kind of in the pool for something. LaRavia can stuff the stat sheet, man. He has that kind of a game. He can do a little bit of everything and get you points from everywhere. If you're going to give me a bunch of minutes from him tonight, I love that play. So, and Dalton Connect has to hit on his 3-point shots. If he does, he could drop a 50 spot. If he doesn't, he's so cheap. He's so cheap that,
Was Steve showing us who LaRavia was? Is that what he's doing there at the Wikipedia page?
I was showing you it's his birthday.
Oh, I didn't realize it was his birthday. I didn't see that. Oh, boy.
Yeah, everything's coming up LaRavia. But, he's not like this massive score, but he's still going to stuff a lot of stats on there and do so. Yeah, LaRavia connects so cheap on FanDuel that you can go. Yeah, I like those two guys. And the run back for that for me is Avia. I want Denny Avia. If I'm playing multiple Lakers, which I might, I want something on the run back to see if we can stretch this game out to being a close game in the fourth quarter. That'd be Avia to me. So yeah, at a relatively good price tag. So that's where I'm at. I like if you want to go clinging, there's upside there with his block shots, especially on FanDuel. If you want to go that route, Shaden Sharp, but I don't want the veteran Drew Holiday in this scenario.
He's been
fine.
Pretty good this year.
He's projecting really well, as he should. I just don't want it against a group of young Lakers. I just don't think that's the kind of game I want him in. I'd rather have Avia.
Do you think Ayton plays? It was weird because yesterday he got ruled out with back spasms. It wasn't official. I think earlier in the day he might have been probable, and then he went to questionable. Then he was out. In theory, if he's the last guy standing amongst, again, if we're going to call it a big three, big four. But he's one of those he's a good fantasy player. Not
very
really
disrespectful. What's very disrespectful to call him part of a big three. You've done that twice now.
Right. I'm walking it back. In theory, he can get loose here without LeBron, without Reeves, without Luka. I don't know if he's going to play. Do you have a lean if he plays or not? And when will we know this? Because it's a 10 o'clock start, and who knows when that's going to be rolled in.
Well, here's the problem with Aiden is you're really only playing him on FanDuel because these games, unless you're playing the 2-game slate on DraftKings, but that's a whole different story. And he's a center only. So I'm going to pass up on a bunch of guys to wait for him. Can't do it because I'm going to no thank you. So it doesn't interest me. Will he play? That back is a legitimate injury. They're not just goofing around with it and playing games. Now, he may see that all these guys are ruled out and see all those shot attempts up in the air and say, man, my back feels good now. But I don't think so. I think they're playing it cautious with him. So I don't think he'll end up playing. And Yeah, if he does, it doesn't really move the needle for me because I gotta lock better people into that one center spot, and there's so many good options today. It's not going to be Aiden.
I will say, if you have some flexibility, the next game, you know what? Actually, let's tell the people today's Movie Monday, and then we'll talk about the next game. We have crunch time coming in there momentarily. Miami, the Clippers, 226.5 is the total. There's a couple centers here you can play. You can play Bam, you can play Zubac if you have some salary flexibility. And you may get this news at before 9 o'clock. You probably will. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how quick that Reddick is to give us the news. So you might have several games to maneuver with. But before we get to Miami and the Clippers briefly, Chop, today's Movie Monday. Court, there are plenty of court scenes. Servant is in reference to the lead actor's name. What's another name for a servant, Chop? If somebody's a servant, they can also be a
knight.
Alfred from Batman.
Oh, okay.
What was Alfred from Batman?
A butler.
Okay, so what actor would that be?
Gerard Butler.
Okay, so intentional. This person intentionally put themselves in a position.
Wait a minute. Servant?
Yeah.
Led to Gerard Butler?
Yeah, because he's a butler. Yeah, Gerard Butler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Tunnel. There's a secret tunnel in this movie. And then Vigilante. I told you the theme was revenge. Law-abiding citizen, Chop. This is such a Chop movie. This is such a Chop movie.
That was a great movie. I was way off on your clues, though, man. I would have never got there. But okay, that is a great movie. That is a popcorn.
Well, that's too many questions. It's fun.
That is a popcorn flick right there. That is a good one.
It is a popcorn flick. Heat Clippers, 226.5 is the total. The Heat playing the back half of a back-to-back. Although no travel necessary, they played in the same building last night. The Heat are flying. They are the fastest team in basketball this year, according to Pace. Another injury we won't have clarity on is Powell. Powell is officially questionable. We haven't seen him in a while. Nikola Jovic is available. Tyler Hero, of course, is still out, going to be out for a while. And the Clippers are as healthy as they're going to be. This is the front half of a back-to-back. We'll see what happens tomorrow, but yeah, this is a pivot game if you want to maneuver some stuff around with Ayton, but I like playing players against Miami now. Khalil Ware, by the way, you saw he was benched the second half last game. Jaime Jaquez has been, one of the early favorites maybe for sixth man of the year if he continues coming off the bench. We'll see how that goes going forward. But yeah, Heat, Clippers, what do you got?
Okay, lots of stuff here, Dean. First of all, it's amazing how Gerard Butler's had a really good career, but he peaked with his very first movie, 300. Like, he has never been better than that. He has never done a better movie than that. He's never been better in a movie than 300.
You ready, Chop? You ready? I haven't seen it.
Oh, my God. You've never seen 300?
No, it's like, I don't. It didn't look interesting to me. I don't like general action movies. It's good. I know people like it.
It's phenomenal.
Never seen it.
Peaked. First, right out the gate, you peak. But then he put a nice career together, so that's good. As pertaining to Miami Clippers, you got to be careful here, guys. Norman Powell plays on Miami now. You associate him with the Clippers, right?
That's the other revenge game.
There you go. He plays on the Heat now, though. I get that confused a lot. These teams have squared off already, haven't they, this year? Like, it's a confusing deal right there. But I think Miami's gonna be really exciting when Tyler Hero gets back.
They're fun to watch.
They run and gun, and they shoot the ball a lot. They give up a lot. It's fun. It's good stuff. So they're in play. Harden and Zubac are in play because of the matchup. And Jaquez has been phenomenal. He'd probably be my preferred Miami run back in this game. He's super cheap on FanDuel, and Bam is good, but again, let me check and make sure he doesn't have power. Bam, power forward. Yeah, he can play power forward for you, so that's a benefit for him. It's not a terrible matchup. Yeah, this is a nice little FanDuel, man. You got some two hammer games at nighttime here, like just really good games to you could almost stack the whole night slate there on FanDuel.
So you started out the show talking about maybe you don't want to backload the 7 o'clock games. Not now, maybe backload.
Yeah, crazy, man. We start off great and we end great. How are we gonna? I don't even know how to make one lineup was stupid of me, right? I should have just run 50 of them out there.
It's tough to pick one lineup tonight. I haven't made mine just yet.
And we got NFL footsies, and we got college basketball. What am I going to do, man? I signed up for too much stuff tonight.
Is there actually like real college basketball tonight, or is it like just matchups that don't matter? Is there actually like a top couple?
There's nothing. There's nothing good, but my Houston team plays, so
okay.
I got triple header for me, Dean. I got the Cowboys, I got the Rockets, and I got the Cougars. I got a triple header going. This is
you need that YouTube quad box. If only YouTube didn't have
I ain't paying YouTube. I don't pay the YouTube anymore. But
13th ranked Arizona versus the national champions Florida.
Okay.
It's a pretty good one.
Oh, that's gonna. I'm curious to see if Florida. They lost a lot, but they're still ranked like number 1, top 5 in the nation still. So I'm curious to see.
They're either 3 or 6, but they're up there.
I'm curious to see if they can how they're gonna handle those losses. Interesting.
Chop, who's breaking the slate?
Who's breaking the slate? Let me pull up all my guys here. Oh man. I don't want to go with do I go with my survey? My survey answer?
Is it Şengün?
It was Şengün in the survey.
I love Şengün today.
You know what? But they go a different route. Because I think at the center position, I think I'm going to end up playing Jalen Duren. I had just so much upside. Love his DFS game. I'm going to go Duren, man. Why not?
Crunch Time is fully assembled. Cheap and Just Kevin Roth jumping here in just a second, as well as Kirkwood, Kirkdiese. We have leader of the 6-pack. It's beer. Let's do it. Crunch time right now. What's up, boys? Happy Monday. How are things, Roth?
Things are good. Hey, have you seen K-pop Demon Hunters?
I mean, Roth, honestly, with the DK Sportsbook, what was the line of actually seeing K-pop Demon Hunters?
You're a movie buff. You watch all kinds of movies, and I've decided it's the best movie I've seen in the last 5 years. I said it.
What?
I'm not afraid to say it. You should watch it.
Is it not a kid's movie? Am I wrong to say it's I thought it was a kid's movie.
I mean, are we not allowed to see kids' movies?
No, I mean, sure, but like, is it at the level of like a Pixar movie?
Yeah.
Dean hates kids. Is that what
Dean hates kids? Yeah, I don't know.
And old people.
Yeah. All right. Somebody in the chat, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong and that it's not actually an awesome movie.
So we have the Pick 6 show, which TJ is a part of. TJ also big in the movies. And we have this contest every single week, Roth, where if you win, you get to force everybody else to watch a movie. We talk about it at the end of the slate, end of the football conversation. And TJ has threatened to pick that movie. However, he has yet to win the contest. It's like week 9. And I'm doing my best to make sure TJ does not win because I think he does. I'm pretty sure he's going to release that movie. So I'll get back to you. I may, when TJ wins the contest, I'm probably going to watch that movie.
I had to check. It's actually good. Like, look at the chat. Most people, Weapons I actually did really like, Eric points out. But it's actually good.
I saw that when it came out last week on HBO Max.
Yeah, it was good. Right?
I'm not going to lie, though. Disappointed because the build-up for Weapons was so massive.
Yeah.
Didn't reach the build-up, but it was a good movie.
It was a 9 out of 10 movie with 10 out of 10 hype, so it did underperform a little. I agree.
I like the presentation and the structure. I love the way they shot it from multiple perspectives, but I was hoping for a more grounded resolution, I guess. That's kind of what I wanted, but I'm giving it.
In the end, they were just like, wee! Just full ridiculousness. Yeah. All
right. I'm guessing Kirkwood and Beer, you guys cannot confirm. Have you seen K-pop Demon Hunters? Can we? Beer, you're on mute.
Well, there's no way Beer has seen K-pop Demon Hunters.
No.
Yeah.
But can I interject? Did anybody watch Company Chair?
Not yet, but it's on the list.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Company Chair.
The guy from I think you should leave. Anderson, is that his name? Tim. Yeah. His new HBO show. It's fun. I haven't fired it up yet.
It's really fun.
Okay.
Yeah. Tim Robinson, right? Not Anderson. Okay. Chop, anything else before we step aside and get out of here, make way from crunch time? Check back in an hour or so, 7:30, specifically on the East Coast. Make sure you adjust your clocks if you haven't quite adjusted from fallback, spring forward, fallback. Talking some Cowboys and Arizona Cardinals. But before that, 39 minutes of NBA crunch time starts right now. Kevin Roth, take it away.
Welcome to it, ladies and gents. You know the drill. It's crunch time. You're getting two of the sharpest minds in the industry We're bringing you basketball takes, some movie takes as well. Shout out to 901 Bill, who says K-pop Demon Hunters is fire. By the way, I'm 40. Yeah, it's a good movie. If you haven't seen it, you legitimately should just watch it. It's good. Not you, Beer.
I mean, I have teenage daughters though, and I haven't heard them talk much about it. So that's I just figured it would intersect there. But yeah, so far I have not seen it. I know what it is.
Yeah,
you can't avoid it. You see it everywhere. I mean, so we'll see one day.
Yeah, you know the songs. We are getting some news in. Middleton is out, and also Dean telling us Jabari is out as well. Which now I think I want some Tari Eason. Maybe I don't know. I need to figure out what I want to do there, but I think I want to try to take advantage of that. Oh, Tari Eason starting. Let's go. I already had him in. I was hoping for this. Okay. I'm overexcited about that. But anyways, Beer, how are you, man?
I'm good. This is always a fun time of the year. The intersection of, the World Series was incredible. Congrats to all the Dodgers fans, NBA kicking off, NHL, for all the NHL fans, NFL is, in the middle of the season. So I'm good, man. This is now what I don't like, Roth. I saw the S word on the news today here, and might get our first snow up here coming up, which to be in November, not have any snow yet is kind of rare, but I'm not ready for it.
We are taking advantage of the cold air here in Houston. It's going to be in the 50s tonight. I broke out the fire pit. Tonight is the first fire pit night of the year. We're drinking some Asahis and gonna have ourselves a night here, Beer.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Take advantage of it. We got Kirkdiese in the house as well. Kirk, it says here you were voted most likely RG contributor to wear a grill. Have you ever?
I wish, man. If I had the money, I would absolutely rock a grill. And you know what? Who I would do first? Actually, I would have my dog rock a grill before I would rock a grill. I think that would be the best.
Yeah. I mean, that's a new take. I've never seen it. It gives you creativity, style points.
I put a gold chain around. I don't wear a gold chain, never have or anything like that. But I have a big one for my dog Phil that he wears. It's pretty funny.
Is it a real gold chain?
No, but it looks like it.
Just checking. How you feeling about the slate? We got some news breaking. We got some value opening up. We got some guys we can spend up on. We're gonna win some money or what?
I hope so. We'll get after it. We got my man Beer here. Beer's always up on everything. I was in urgent care with my boy who's got an ear infection now, of all things. But I've been doing content in and out all day. But we just got the Lakers decided to just sit everybody. So yeah, there's some fun stuff to talk about.
Yeah, and the ear infection, but they can't tell you. They can't be like, "Hey, this is," and it sucks. It's not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes they can. Anyways, hey,
let's win this man some money. Damn it, he had a day. So let's rock.
Oh, Friday I had no power. I had to miss our show. The kid was sick. It's been a rough weekend.
Okay, we're gonna turn it around.
I bet on a fighter who it was a fixed fight.
I saw that.
Yeah, and I knew it, and there was nothing I could do. I saw all the signs, and I couldn't cash out, and I couldn't. I tried to bet the other guy to win in the first round because you knew that would happen, but they pulled all the props.
Shit.
So it was.
I did not hear about that.
Your money, just watching your money, just like sink. You knew what was going to happen, and he did. He got subbed in the first round, and it was so obvious. And
I don't know anything about fighting, but I watched that and I was like, this guy looks like me if I got into a fight for my life. Like it just he wasn't trying, right? He
didn't do any he got sub and he went through it, but he tapped quick. He didn't do any of the techniques that he's like a really good grappler and everything, and him to get subbed would be crazy. And he never did any of like the 101 jiu-jitsu techniques to get out of it or anything.
Right. He literally looked like me.
We literally knew it. We knew it. We were like, okay, he's going to lose in the first round. It's probably going to be sub. And that's exactly what happens. And it was crazy. And to have the audacity to do that right in front of the NBA, the big case with the NBA and everything.
And like you mentioned, because there's now legal betting and we can track it, everybody knew it was coming. Like there was huge movements and that were so suspicious. And then he just rolled over and let a guy choke him out. You're like, well, that's kind of obvious. Hey, we could talk fun stuff all day, but we got to talk hoops, man. We got to dive into it. So let's get to it. Maybe a big picture look, Kirkwood. You want to give me kind of your general thoughts, and then we'll dive into it position by position.
Big picture looks. I mean, we've had some news. So there's, first of all, the big picture is the difference between FanDuel and DraftKings. The FanDuel has the 2 extra games on the end here with the Lakers at Portland, and Lakers are sitting Luka and Reeves. So we'll see how much scoring they get, but it's a pretty fun game. You got Marcus Smart will probably be starting and going against Drew Holiday, who he was traded for, basically. When they made all those moves. So that there's some interesting stuff there. And then Miami Clippers late their game there too as well. For other news that we're waiting for, I don't think we're really waiting for anything. We got most of the big news has come across here. So I think we're ready to analyze the slate perfectly. I guess we'll just go and we talk about the players, but there's no like real huge Giannis is out besides on the FanDuel side, like I said, with the Lakers. So we've got some pretty straightforward stuff from the DK and then just those 2 nightcap games on FanDuel.
Okay. Well, we got to obviously split the slates because they're very different. So we're starting on FanDuel. By the way, if you're watching, this is a free show. All that we ask is that you hit the thumbs up for us. Beer, start us off. FanDuel, point guard. What are we liking over there? Somebody's got to do the Reeves Luka thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, Marcus Smart, to me, is probably the best value at this position tonight. He's going to have to take that much more on his plate with those 2 guys out. So he really stands out over there at 4,400. So he's good value. I think objectively the best plays, which are going to come with ownership, are likely Jalen Brunson. You worry about the blowout there, obviously. I mean, I really like the Knicks, but they are 12.5-point favorites. But this could be a spot even in 3.5 quarters where they get it done. I mean, he's averaging 1.3 fantasy points per minute. So if we can get him into the 4th quarter, I think he's your top play at the point guard position. I really like the Celtics guys tonight against Utah. Again, 10.5-point spread in that one. So potential blowout concerns. But Derek White, I think, is one of the best point guard plays tonight. Again, he'll have some ownership. You likely won't see as much ownership on Peyton Pritchard here tonight. So he's definitely interesting. Kirk mentioned Drew Holiday, who's really been playing well. I mean, the guy's just stuffing the stat sheet and, taking over for this Portland team. So I actually like him a little bit more than Shaedon Sharpe, who I think will be kind of popular tonight. So Drew Holiday is definitely in play. And Jamal Murray always brings that upside. Everybody always wants to play Jokic, which fine. I get it. I do too. But it seems that sometimes we forget about Jamal Murray. So Smart's your value play, and then I think there's a lot of high-end guys you're going to want to get some exposure to. Brunson and White being my favorite of the bunch.
Yeah. Kirkdiese, in case you didn't see in the chat, you're officially invited to the barbecue, and apparently you've been to 1 or 2 before. What do you got at point guard for us on FanDuel?
What did I miss there?
You don't know what that means?
No.
Never mind. You know what? You're uninvited to the barbecue. Never mind. If you don't know, right. Take us to point guard on FanDuel.
Okay, it's really depressing news, though, and not to just.
I'm depressed. I didn't get an invite.
You don't forget he lives in Boston. There's no.
All right, I'll make
culture.
The trip.
There's no culture there. Kirk, what are we doing at point?
All right, here we go. Marcus Smart, I love. He should play a boatload of minutes. He's cheap. The Lakers have nobody. He's got to do something in this game. I like Derek White. I think he's been bad, but I think this is a good spot for him against Utah, especially at home. And I think Utah's on the second half of a back-to-back yesterday. James Harden looks like a solid play. Harden's been balling, if anyone hasn't noticed. That he's got one poor game, but like he's been balling other than that. And they're playing Miami, who's just running gun. There's probably some opportunities from some steals that he's going to get and stuff like that. And just like him a lot. I'm a little lower on Jalen Brunson. I think he could smash. I think this is a cat game personally. But those are famous words, a cat game, when he gets in foul trouble or he just does stupid bonehead plays. But, with Mitch Rob being out, he's been a rebounding machine. And this is one of the worst rebounding teams, one of the worst teams for everything. And they give up blocks, steals, you name it. So love that, especially if it stays close. And I think with the Knicks on a back-to-back that it probably will stay close. But anyways, Peyton Pritchard's in play. Amon Thompson's in play. Cade Cunningham for a stud is definitely in play. And I like Bears play a Holiday. I like both. That's a good way to play that game if you want to load up some Portland players, maybe Holiday and Denny, and then a bunch of, just correlate it with all the Laker value that we're getting. So, yeah, like that.
Okay, let's go to shooting guard.
All right, shooting guard. So Dalton Connect is going to be he's going to be playing a boatload of minutes now for the Lakers, and he can get hot shooting. So they're going to need scoring. He's dirt cheap, 3,800. Derek White and Marcus Smart are there. James Harden again. Oscar Thompson, I like.
Yeah.
Probably more than Amon, but now maybe I like Amon a little better. But the price is cheaper. I think they're both awesome, and they're twins, so play them both. Peyton Pritchard, Quentin Jackson. Have to mention him. Absolutely been balling. Was there someone who lights up the G League too when he's got, before having this NBA? But he got 31 minutes against the Warriors the other night. Had a nice usage number, but he scored 25 real points, 56 fantasy points. He's 5K. He's also a little cheaper on DraftKings, makes him a little bit better of a play, and maybe the scoring fits in a little better over there too as well, but still a good play here. And then two of my favorites. So Jaylen Brown, yes, I'm a Celtics homer, first of all, but he's fourth in the league in usage right now, only behind Giannis, SGA, and Brunson. And then it's him and I have to think he's going to start getting more efficient. I think this is a good matchup for him against the Jazz, who are also missing Kessler down low to protect the paint. They're going to have Nurkic probably will get the start, but be playing a decent amount of minutes. And I think Brown will be able to attack the basket is what I'm saying. I think Nurkic is not as good of a defender as he used to be at one point in time. He also gets foul in trouble, all that stuff. So I think this is a Jaylen Brown smash spot. And then guess you'll never guess who's fifth in the league in usage, but I'll tell you, and that's Cam Thomas.
Oh, hell yeah, it's our boy.
We know that.
Yeah. But if you don't follow NBA, if you're just tuning in, or you're not really paying attention to the Nets, he's top 5. I mean, top 5 is ridiculous. So so those two I like a lot. And, he was probably going to be more popular when the Lakers value wasn't here, but he's not that expensive. He's 6,600. There's opportunity for him to just go and nuke the slate. So those are my. So I think Jaylen Brown and Cam Thomas are 2 favorites. I like all the value from the Lakers.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Did you mention Dalton Connect?
I did. I started with him.
Yeah, okay,
thanks
good.
Thanks for listening. Yeah.
Well, again, I'm dealing with the chat. I'm trying to explain.
Kids, I know the whole deal. I know the deal. The fact that's what it was is that I didn't know what barbecue.
So what did I go to the barbecue? He's setting up his bonfire. He's got other things going here.
Beer, what are we doing at shooting guard?
I mean, Cam Thomas, right? Roth, every time we do I'm surprised he's only 5th in usage. I mean, this guy, if he's on a slate, I'm playing. The dude's a chucker. Now you got no Michael Porter Jr., so there's that much more to go to Cam Thomas. So not a great matchup here, but he's going to get his shots up. So I really like him. Connect, great value. I hate to use the word lock, but if you're playing cash games, I don't see how you don't have multiple Lakers, and he might be the best of the bunch at 3,800. So he's certainly in play. Quentin Rampage Jackson, definitely one of my favorites here tonight. Speaking of UFC, he was in the 6-pack today. Do we get 56 out of him? Probably not. But, we said the same thing football-wise. Do we get 200 yards out of Rico Dowdle again? Probably not. And there he goes. So it shows you the upside. And with all of the injuries, I mean, that team is just down to bare bones. They need offense. So he really stands out. I really like Ryan Rollins, more so on DraftKings, which we'll get to, but I like utilizing point guards in the shooting guard spot. Let me get 4 point guards into my lineup. So he's got that positional flexibility over here. So I like him here tonight. That's pretty much it. I like the Jaylen Brown call. I don't think he'll get a ton of ownership, probably around 20%. So he's always got some big time upside. We mentioned Harden in our shooting guard portion. Miles McBride, another value for you. Good spot against Washington. Maybe he gets a little extra run if things get out of hand, but 4,100, he can get hot. Doesn't have to do a ton to pay that off, and it's just such a good matchup for this team tonight.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Beer, take me to small forward, please.
So you got a lot of value here. Jake LaRavia has been playing well. Now should get more usage on his plate. So he stands out. Jaylen Brown, we mentioned. Keyshawn George, I really like for Washington. Couple down games, but he's shown a nice upside. So he's squarely in play. Rui Hachimura is going to have to do that. All the Lakers, you can play any of them at every position. So I would be loading up there as well. Denny Avdia as kind of a run it back on the Portland side. I Drew Holiday, Denny Avdia, or both, and you can kind of stack that game up if you want to. I think he's very interesting. Dallas, no Anthony Davis. It's one injury that we really haven't talked a ton about. They probably get blown out here, but I do like PJ Washington to be a guy that can provide some offense for them. So he's in play as well. Tari Eason, 5K. We just got the news there. So small forward or power forward eligible. I think he's a tremendous value tonight as well.
At least five stocks for Tari Eason tonight.
There you
Starting against Cooper Flagg at point guard. Give me 5 stocks at least. That's 15 points on FanDuel. Locked in.
I go hit that sports book, Roth. That sounds like a juicy alternate line there.
I don't know if you can bet stocks for a random dude like Tari Eason,
we're
but
gonna look. We're gonna look while Kirk's
over.
talking.
That dude will lock you the F down, and he does not get the credit for it. Give me over on his stocks. Kirk, small forward, what do you got?
Yeah, I like Tari Eason. LaRavia, just minutes for the Lakers, any of these guys. So that's the 3 that are going to lead the pack. LaRavia, Dalton Connect, and Rui Hachimura. All of them top values. I mean, you just take both of the Austin Reeves and Luka out. I mean, it's just crazy scoring. Maybe they turn to Ayton. I don't know. We'll talk about him in a minute. But anyways, Denny Avdia, like Beer said, love that. You can play Jaylen Brown here. I like that. I think Kevin Durant could go off against this Dallas team that's just, if they can just keep it close. Durant could have a big night. I wouldn't, go crazy with him, but I kind of like him. Any of the Knicks guys against Washington, like obviously Anunoby could have a good game, could be good for him. Hart is banged up. Are we missing news on him? We don't know whether he's playing or not, right?
Beer, Josh Hart.
I have not. Let me check. I haven't heard anything on him. So I think
it doesn't sound good anyway with his hand.
The last I saw.
Yeah, sounds more serious than we all thought it was. They tweeted out about it today. But anyways, like that, and Jaden McDaniels is in play. Was probably a much better play until this Laker news hit. But he's against Brooklyn, like. He could absolutely smash on defensive stats and hit his threes and whatnot. And he's been balling since Ant went down. So like that. And on the Celtics side, if you are playing Jaylen Brown and you want to think that this game plays pretty decently, Lauri Markkanen, he's a stud, man. He's doing awesome this year. He's just he'll just always be under the radar because we have this old, thoughts about him, but he's been really balling.
Really good, man. He's just really, really good. Yeah. All right. Let's go to power forward. Kirkwood, what are you doing there?
All right.
Can we get that guy on a good team, please?
Yeah, no.
In a real market on a good team, he would be a star. He would be a household name. But
so I'm in the Detroit area, and there's a radio show here that talked about him all summer. This is the piece the Pistons need. Go get
imagine him on the Celts like now, like someone who can. The Celtics will just shoot threes for the entire game, so he could certainly fit right in. Okay, so LaRavia, you can play for the value. Rui again. Cat is my favorite play. I love Cat in this spot.
Yeah, 8-4 for him just seems too cheap, right?
In this matchup, right?
Yeah.
Like against Washington, especially with Mitrov out, like he's had double digits in like all of his games he's played, I think, or I wrote it up today. I don't remember, but anyways, double machine. I think
and he's
this
going to
is
shoot a shitload of threes.
This is a ceiling spot. It's a ceiling spot for him. I think this is tonight's the night. Giannis, of course, a lot easier to play now. There's a little bit worry about his minutes. It seems like they're not going past 32, 33 minutes with this guy. So that's just capped. But obviously he put up 80 fantasy points against Cleveland in 33 minutes. So he can absolutely do that. This is a great matchup against the Pacers, who are basically almost like a G League team at this point, with a G League team with Siakam. And then I like Siakam on the other side of this game. I like Julius Randle against Brooklyn if it stays close. And then a piece of value that Jarace Walker you could have played, but I don't think you really need him anymore. And then I'll throw another one. I'm always interested in FanDuel in Jaren Jackson Jr. He hasn't done great so far this season, but it's coming. A get right spot against the Pistons could be okay for him. He's going to get there. He's been brutal. Don't look at his game log.
I've played that guy 50 times. He's never gotten there for me. I freaking hate him.
So maybe I'm just tarnished. I've had 2 where he just absolutely nuked the slate,
I've missed out on those. All right. Beer, your thoughts of power forward.
It's funny you bring up Jaren Jackson because I almost put him in the 6-pack, and then I had the same thoughts. This guy's the ceiling
Burns me all the time.
Right. I mean, he gets a nice bump tonight, but we'll see if he takes advantage of it. The actual beast of the night, I'm glad you guys brought him up, and Kirk brought him up early in the show, which I love. Karl-Anthony Towns is way too cheap, guys. I mean, this is a smash spot against Washington. Again, the only concern you have is a blowout here, but they should be able to do enough here. Huge projected total for them. So he's a priority for me. I like the Siakam call. He's kind of the only guy outside of our boy Jackson that's really providing offense here. Naismith had a decent game the other night, but he should be fine. Giannis at 10 to 15% is always interesting to me, especially over here on FanDuel when you have all this value that you're going to load up on the Lakers. I mean, he becomes a primary spend for me. 12-3. Not cheap for him, and I share the same concerns with Kirk with the minutes, but that seems like way too low owned on Giannis tonight. So I like him. I mentioned PJ Washington. He's interesting. We've mentioned Markkanen. You can use him here at power forward. I do like Jarace Walker. Inconsistent, but has shown a solid upside. And Alex Sarr, kind of under the radar. Nobody's going to play him, maybe as you run it back on anything with the Knicks. But he's popped off for some big games as well. So at 1-2%, I really like him in tournaments.
Okay, very good. Let's go to the big man. Beer, take me to the center spot.
So Towns we already talked about. If you want to plug him here, fine. 8,400 is way too cheap. I really like Jalen Duren here tonight at 6,700. Miles Turner, revenge narrative. Now talk about a guy they spent a lot of money on, haven't really gotten a lot of production out of, but going back to Indiana, I think there'll be a little extra pep in his step tonight. So really like him if you want to save. I think Nurkic is solid value if you want to save. And then Şengün at 9,200. I think a lot of people are going to go to Cat at 84. That could be a pivot if you're worried about Cat's ownership tonight. Şengün absolutely been killing it. Like the spot for him again here tonight.
Beer, with AD out, is Gafford going to get more run? Because he's a guy who I've got on my DraftKings line, but I just don't know if he's going to get the minutes to make that worth it.
I don't know that they want to fully unleash him with a bunch of minutes. So even if they're thin, they may run a smaller lineup out there. So I'm not overly excited about it. He should have opportunity. I just think they're going to still run a cap on his minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Good note. Kirk, what are you doing at center?
Love Cat, like we said, like the Zubac. Love like DeAndre Ayton, little revenge against Portland. Obviously, you got to talk about you can make the Joker work tonight, Jokic. So maybe I'm a little worried about blowout with Sacramento, but he's a little pricey too. But you can fit him, so you gotta consider him. Jalen Duren is a beast. It's a good matchup for him. Feels like he's like matchup independent. It's like how he plays. But it's a good spot. Miles Turner with the revenge back home, like Beer was saying, like that, and Şengün. And I don't think you need to get any. I guess if you want to play Nurkic, I wouldn't hate it. starting against Boston, but I don't really think that I don't see like a huge minute upside with him, but maybe they do give him more minutes than we're expecting.
He racks up fantasy points quickly. I think it's 1.25 per minute here. So, even in 25-ish minutes against an interior that's had some issues, I think there's higher ceilings, but I think he's decent savings if you need it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
Very good. We want to kick it to DK. We only have 14 minutes until lock, and I want to make sure you're getting the best deal in the industry. If you're trying to get DFS access for one sport, why not just get them for all the sports? More bang for your buck with the Combo Pro deal. First month, the Combo Pro, $79.99, which is only $5 more than NFL DFS, and you get every sport. And we've got a lot of sports, and we've got a lot of great content. When I say a lot, I'm talking NFL, NBA, college football, PGA, MMA. I don't know. Maybe we can tell you when fights are thrown. We'll do our best. But you got a lot going on. So make sure you're signing up for that Combo Pro deal while we've got it on the cheap. Okay. Let's go to DraftKings. Kirkwood, you can lead us off there at point.
All right. Point guard. So
you know
Derek
what? Let's
White-
just do guards. Can we do guards together just in the interest of trying to make up a little time? Kirkwood, point and shooting guard together.
I hate when you do this, but
I know.
yes.
Well, it was producer Steve who told me to do it. So
It's just not easy to make it like the.
I know.
Anyways,
It's a lot.
It is, but you don't know what it takes behind the scenes here. But Derek White.
You don't know what the barbecue is, so
Yeah, that's correct. Because I'm too busy doing this.
okay.
Too busy working on that grill, baby.
Yeah. Amon Thompson, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Brunson, you can play for sure. Quentin Jackson, awesome play on DK tonight. He's starting. Ryan Rollins is someone who's been just seeing a bunch of minutes, has been very efficient, has been balling. It's just hard to say that he's going to play. Shooting guard, Cam Thomas, I already said he's the fifth in usage in the NBA right now. Michael Porter Jr. also out. Shots will be chucked. He's just got to make them. Kayshawn George, I think you can play Westbrook. As crazy as that is, I think he's decent, but there's been more value added since a little bit while ago. But yeah, I like him. He's probably where I draw the line there. Peyton Pritchard, I didn't mention, I don't think.
Yeah. Okay. Beer guards combined here.
Yeah, both Boston guys again. I prefer White here. Pritchard at 6,300, not bad. You'll get him lower owned, like we mentioned in FanDuel, but Derek White at 7,200. Great price there. As I mentioned, I really like Ryan Rollins over here. Point guard only here, but 5,800. Great price. Really been playing well, getting shots up. The assists have been there. When you're playing with Giannis, life can be easy. So he really feels underpriced. So I like continuing to buy low on him. Quentin Jackson, you got both guard spots available for him at 4,700. I mentioned Brunson I like. Cade Cunningham, we didn't mention in the FanDuel portion, but he's playable on both sites here at 10K. Even on DraftKings, he should only be about 10% owned. Cam Thomas, both sites playable. And then one guy to mention on FanDuel I like on both sites is D'Angelo Russell, who can help fill some of that void that Anthony Davis is going to leave behind.
Yeah, Eric in the chat says Cade only 11% owned and 10K. Both of those things seem a little wrong, right? Both of those numbers should be a little bit higher.
Absolutely.
But price and ownership on Cade. Let's go to, we got time. Let's go to small forward, Beer. What are we doing there?
Small forward. All right. You had me looking at forwards, Roth.
And he doesn't understand how the computer starts to get slow. And
I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best.
All right. So Tari Eason, you can utilize small forward or power forward. So I think he's a great value at
Did you find a bet? Are we allowed to bet his over on steals?
I only looked on FanDuel and they have them separated in steals and blocks. They didn't have it together. So.
Over on steals.
I don't even think they had him listed. They only had like one guy. So sometimes FanDuel, you get a lot of options. Sometimes you don't get much. Like Jaden Blue's rushing yards tonight, FanDuel. Can I get a number, please? So we'll see if they're listening. But Eason, good value. Tyrese Martin, solid value here. Cam Whitmore, he's decent value, but I think it's a good spend up spot. You know, we mentioned Jaylen Brown. He's in play. Jarace Walker, a little more expensive over here, but 5,700. I think you can give him a go. McDaniels, I really like as a guy he's getting up shots, plus goes along with everything else that he's been doing. The rebounds, the steals, the blocks. He does a little bit of everything for them. PJ Washington. So a lot of carryover here. DraftKings, I don't see anyone outside of Eason becomes a better value over here, I think, at 4,600. But pretty much the same guys that I'm utilizing over on FanDuel tonight.
Good stuff. Kirkwood, your thoughts at small forward? Or if you want to do forwards together, you can.
No, I'm already back to small forward.
Oh, well, actually, could you do forward together just to make it?
Jaylen Brown, already professed my love for him this evening. So love that. Oscar Thompson, Tari Eason. Those are probably the best. I kind of like I said, I like Lauri Markkanen as kind of like a lower owned upside play. Especially you could correlate that with Jaylen. The cheap guys or the value guys are looking at, like, for the Pacers, Jarace Walker. I prefer Quentin Jackson over him, and just getting, more guys that I like at small forward, power forward as a, and because I think Quentin Jackson would be great, and I don't really think I really need both of them, but you could do it. Tyrese Martin would be the guy on Brooklyn for really cheap. Don't love it. Don't hate it. Other than that, I think we got to keep recommending Cam Whitmore every slate. He almost did enough on that slate what we did last.
Yeah.
He was there. He was getting there. They just got to give this guy more minutes. I think he's so cheap. If you need value, I think that could work. There's not a lot to love after that.
Yeah. All right. Well, we did just get some news here on Daniel Gafford and Beer. It is kind of as you said. Apparently, he will remain limited to 15 to 18 minutes, even in a spot where he needs to get more minutes. He's not getting it. So that, to me, removes him from the player pool, in my opinion. I forget where we're at.
Power forward.
Power forward.
Kirkwood, is it you at power forward? Yeah.
No,
Yep.
he got it, so I'll take it. I mean, Dwight Powell now is available for the Mavericks as well. So I really like Gafford if he's going to get a full complement of minutes, but tough to trust when he's not. So Eason here again, small forward, power forward, carryover. Karl Anthony Towns, we already gushed about. He's still too cheap over here. I mean, you're saving $3,300 from Giannis, who I love, to Karl Anthony Towns. That's immense savings here. So I much prefer going that route. Fit Giannis if you can, absolutely. Not as easy without the Lakers value, but you can get it done here. We mentioned Walker and Whitmore, solid prices there. Josh Minot, Celtics here, Kirkwood. I'm surprised you didn't bring him up.
Yeah, I don't trust him at this point.
I agree.
He got yanked the other night. He got yanked because he made a stupid play, and he got pulled right away. But he's been absolutely nuking. I think this is a good matchup. So go ahead, Beer.
Yeah, and it's they're 10.5-point favorites. Maybe he gets a little extra run here, a little extra longer leash. So that's one I think people will kind of overlook tonight. So he's an interesting value for sure. Siakam you can play here at 95. We didn't mention Julius Randle without Anthony Edwards. I think he's perfectly fine as well. So there's options all across the board, but Eason really stands out for value. Towns really stands out as way too cheap.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the center spot, Beer. You can lead us into it.
The Joker is always in play. So 12K, like we talked about with Giannis, not easy, but you can get it done. I mentioned Duren and Turner and Şengün over on Draft or FanDuel. I think Sarr is interesting. He'll probably be more owned over here, but he's in play. Nurkic, still a good value here at 4,800. That's pretty much it for me. I mean, you want to get outside of that, you can talk Sabonis and names like that. Gobert's a guy I really never play. Claxton, tough spot against Gobert, who's a very good defender. So I'm pretty much sticking kind of in that mid-range. Nurkic for value, Sarr, Duren, Şengün, Turner for the narrative, and then Jokic when you can get to him.
Yeah. Okay. Kirkwood, your thoughts at center?
Yep. The Joker. Then I like Duren. Miles Turner I mentioned. I like Alexander. I like Sarr. I mentioned him. I always like this guy. I've been higher on him in general, period. He is the guy who can light it up from a fantasy points perspective on Washington's side. And I think he'll match up with Cat. And Cat is such a bad defender. He might get some blocks and some whatnot, but he's so easy to go at.
He's slow.
Yeah. Yep. And he just cries every time he fouls. He didn't touch him. It's like the most egregious foul ever. Anyways, Gobert, I think, is in play just at 6,600. I like him better on FanDuel, but he's in play. You could play the Saboner against Denver. Claxton at center. I'm only mentioning him because Noah Clowney is now starting 2 at the 4. Clowney has a history of being much better if he's playing center, and he's not. So he may not end up doing. He usually thrives when he's getting like the rebounds and blocks and whatnot. So it may be. I would temper your expectations. He is only 3,800. He is starting, so can't be that bad.
No.
Yeah, that's about it. Nas Reed, I know Chop wrote him up today, so give a shout out to Chop. I could see that play working out too. Him getting extra run against Brooklyn, and anybody can light it up. I would play Dean Shavelson against Brooklyn.
Yeah. Not a sweaty Dean Shavelson this time.
That's baseball. He's gonna be sweaty, but it's baseball where the sweat really affects it.
I see.
Sweaty is actually good. Okay, let's say you got a guard, sweaty Dean Shavelson. You're probably letting him go to the hoop, right? It's like
you don't want to
get into that. Yeah, the shirts and the shirts and skins game against Shavelson. Oh no,
hell no!
Can't
I'm not letting him get to the hole. I don't care how damn sweaty.
Like along King Pauly.
I'm swatting his shit as far as I can.
There you go. Beer's locking him down. Guys, we've got only 3 minutes until lock. Let's answer a few questions. Hoosiers hang banners. I'm going to try to come back to that after lock. I love that question. Is there a way, Beer, to play Giannis and Jokic on DK? And is there a world in which you'd want to?
There's always a way. I don't know that it's optimal tonight. Now, both guys get 70. You're off to a good start. The problem is you got to hit on every single value play. When we know they're not all going to hit, we have some available, so it can be done. It's not my favorite way to go tonight.
Okay. Kirk, KD and Brunson or Giannis and Rui? It is a FanDuel cash question.
Giannis and Rui.
Okay. Right back to you, Kirkwood. FanDuel GPP, less than 2 minutes until lock. 3v3 for you. Siakam, Town, Turner, or Jokic, Laravia, Connect?
Yeah, this Jokic or Laravia Connect.
That was somehow a 3v4 Beaner. I don't trust you entered that right, but it's
it
fine.
Seemed like the prices were off on that.
Yeah, that got messed up somehow, some way. Achilles says DK Cash, Beer, Martin, Whitmore, Jokic, or Cam, Amen, and Nurk?
I like the first set.
Okay. Let's see. Scrolling. I expected a lot more questions than we got with only 2 minutes left here. Yahoo last piece, Beer, Tari or PJ Washington?
Well, Kirk's our Yahoo guy.
Kirk?
It's so dead. I'm not even playing.
No, it is. I mean, just in general, I'll say Tari.
Football, it's been okay for action, but NBA, it's just there's nothing. It's just like dead man walking. It's terrible. I'm so sad.
Yeah. RC player says, Roth, you're a hooper. You're not letting Mean Dean drive to you. No, he's getting the ripped at half court. There's no way. Absolutely no.
He's probably the back it in guy from half court. He doesn't.
Yeah, but then the sweat on the shirt, and then he's backing you up, and it's so egregious that you're just like, all right, go shoot your.
All right,
to go to the
hoop. You can have it. Yeah. All right, we've hit the lock. DK Cash. I'm fading both Giannis and Jokic, and going with a more balanced build. Is that okay, Beer?
Yeah, I think that'll be different. I mean, on FanDuel, it'll really be different because people are going to load up on Lakers. But even on DraftKings, I think there's enough value that'll make you a little bit different. So I'm fine with it. There's guys that are underpriced that you should be taking advantage of.
Yeah. All right. We are. My daughter is here. She's telling me it's lock, and we got to go grill out, eat some hot dogs. The final question was: it's National Sandwich Day. What is your favorite sandwich? I'll be right there.
I mean, I got a lot of options, but if I got to pick one, a good Philly cheesesteak is just
Philly is elite. It's so good. Kirk?
Yeah, that's number one and number two is if you're going at a good Italian place, a chicken parm or a steak, Philly cheesesteak I like, or I mean, I like an Italian, but the best sandwich ever, if you're in Boston, is called the Meridian Special. It's basically just everyone has their doing chicken cutlets, fresh mozzarella, some prosciutto,
And they have this anywhere?
Balsamic glaze. No,
It's not just one spot?
It's one spot. It's called the Meridian Market, but
okay. All right. My answer is a banh mi. It's delicious. But next is a Philly cheesesteak. So I'm right there with you. We're going to clear on out of here. So for Kirkwood and for Beer and for our wonderful production crew, always working hard behind the scenes. Guys, we appreciate you. We love you. And we will catch you tomorrow. You have been crunched.